Women of Solel, I'm very pleased to be bringing you, direct from Israel, one of our sisters, Shira Ben Sasson Furstenberg. She will be addressing the issue of challenges to women in the public sphere in Israel. Shira, welcome to Congregation Solel and the 2013 Women's Seder. Shira, welcome to Congregation Solel in Highland Park, Illinois.
Toda, thank you. Okay, shalom everyone. Thank you for having me at your Seder table. This is really exciting and I'm glad the technical stuff is working out, hopefully. My name is Shira Besson Furstenberg. I'm here in Jerusalem, speaking to you from Baka in Jerusalem, born and raised here, actually, and raising my 3 children with my husband here in Jerusalem. I work for the New Israel Fund. I've been doing so for the past 8 years, in different positions with Shatil, our capacity building arm, and with the grants department now, but always focusing on the issue of religious freedom and religious pluralism in Israel. This is my privilege to work on such an important mission and to support such wonderful organizations and activists dealing with that challenge. I myself am an Orthodox woman, as I said, born and raised here in Jerusalem in an liberal Orthodox home, modern Orthodox home here in Jerusalem 37 and a half years ago. Served as an officer in the IDF, studied cultural anthropology at Hebrew U, and together with Yair, my husband, a founding and active member of Hakel, an egalitarian Orthodox congregation where men and women sit separately, but women take part in leading many various parts of the tefillah. This is a huge chunk of life on the personal level. So this is me. Very nice to meet you guys.
Shira, could you give us a little bit of background on what is going on in Israel today with respect to women in the public sphere and the challenges that they are facing? And if you could give us a few specifics, I think that would be very helpful.
So I think the most burning issue and crazy issue was the buses. And when we talk about the buses, we talk about the inside of the buses and we talk about the outside of the buses. In the inside of the buses, women were ordered to use the back door and to sit in the second half of the bus, separate but equal, using a special mechanism to pay from the back so that they don't have to use the front door, and feeling violence turned to them if they did choose to sit in the front. This was inside the buses. Outside the buses, we had censorship, sometimes self-made censorship of the advertising companies. Again, I'm reminding you that the public transportation services in Israel are subsidized, and we had an agreement between the public bus company and the advertisers not to have women's faces on ads glued to the outside of the bus. So this was taken to court by our organizations, the Israel Religious Action Center, Kolech, which is the Orthodox Women's Alliance, and Yerushalayim, the Jerusalem-based movement, took it to court and said about the inside of the bus and about the outside of the bus, we can't have this. And the crazy thing that they reached is that the bus company agreed to have no human faces in ads on buses because they didn't want to bring the women back, so they decided to take the men off. So, you know, we're still struggling this. We're still supporting organizations on the ground struggling against this. And we're going to see humans back on ads. The separation inside the buses was ruled illegal, and something that's happening today, and something that you can do when you visit Israel is take freedom rides. The reform movement in Israel is inviting Israelis and tourists to take freedom rides on buses that are not supposed to be segregated, but on an everyday basis, if we're not there to choose where to sit, then ultra-Orthodox women are going to be back in the back, afraid to take the step themselves. So legal work, freedom rides, having our eyes open helped us handle the bus issue. I remember number two was radio. A radio station receiving its air radio time from the state said they can't have women on the air, not even singing, not even looking at women, but just women speaking voices can't be on this radio station, which is one of the 5 leading radio stations in Israel. So again, to use the use of court work, legal work was our way to tackle this, and also a survey with hundreds of ultra-Orthodox women, because the state said women don't want to go in the air. So we helped fund a survey among ultra-Orthodox women who said, yes, we do want to be on the air. We don't want to fax our words in. We want to speak on the radio. So this was ruled illegal and stopped. And occurrences of gas mask distribution, having separate aisles and separate lines, is something our organization has monitored and helped stop. And I think one of the most terrible things were the separate streets, because on the holiday of Sukkot, there's a lot of people coming to Jerusalem. There were separate streets with guards guarding the entrances, saying this way for men, this way for women. And for 2 years in a row, we had our activists from the Jerusalem movement on the ground checking for these occurrences. We had it taken to court. Court said, okay, maybe we'll stop it in 7 days, which is when Sukkot is over. But this year court agreed to rule that it's illegal, and the municipality in Jerusalem stopped the segregation in the streets. But we're stopping segregation inside buses, outside buses, on the radio, in state services, and even in the streets. We can get it done. We can stop it.
You sound very hopeful. What can women here in the United States do to support your efforts to monitor these issues?
There's a whole lot of things you can do, because this is a problem of the state of Israel, but this is also a problem of the Jewish people. So I think the first thing to do is to realize that it's your problem too. And it's okay to get involved. Let's agree on that. It's okay for you to get involved. It's actually crucial for you to get involved, because Jews need to say, this is not Jewish. This is not the way of the Torah. This is one thing. But how can you make that voice be heard here in Israel? The fact that you're focusing about this now and being educated about this, and if you want more reading material, no problem, is step one. To hear about it, to learn about it, to tell people about it, to tell people that we're embarrassed that in the year 2013 in Israel, women need help to choose a seat on the bus. That a woman winning a prize for medical research couldn't be awarded the prize herself because the minister of health was an ultra-Orthodox man, and the prize was sent to her because she can't come up on stage. Talk about it. Talk to your leaders. Talk to your rabbis. Have them mention it when they give sermons, when they talk to other rabbis, or when you visit Israel. Ask people about it. Ask your relatives in Israel, your friends. Take a ride with the Freedom Rides. I can help you coordinate that, no problem. Just call IRA, Israel Religious Action Center. They have them every day. And with your own, pardon my French, tush, you can desegregate a bus. You can choose where to sit, and women will follow you. So when Secretary of State Clinton said that she's worried about women's status in Israel, and she's worried that Israel is deteriorating to be like Afghanistan, that was a major wake-up call for the government of Israel, and a major catalyst for them to take ownership of the problem and start working on it. So if you can have your non-Jewish leaders or Jewish leaders in the government say, things about the status of women in Israel, the status of religion in Israel, the connection between religion, women in Israel, that's no less important than whatever it is you think about the occupation or any other issue in the Israeli society. Get the discussion going there. Come on freedom rides. Talk to your leaders. You can always, of course, support organizations doing important work on with some funding, but you can also do things yourself. When we have a campaign asking you to take a picture saying women should be seen and heard, just take a picture. We'll take care of having your face with that little sign, women should be seen and heard, hanging in the streets of Jerusalem, because Jewish women from all over the world should be seen and heard.
Thank you very much, Shira. It was so wonderful to have your voice and face with us speaking for Israeli women at our Women's Seder.
Thank you. Have a wonderful Seder and a wonderful Chag.